just felt that you need to have some context as far as what this is all about, because I mean, this didn't just start today. We talk about Mesa, the Club Mesa. The Club Mesa started over some 27 years ago.
Wow.
When this club started. And when this club started, I can say to you that a number of the students who are part of the club, just like you are, just like you guys at the moment, when they came in, most had no idea what they wanted to do. They wasn't sure because, I mean, just talk about science students wanting to go to professional school, whether it's medical school, dental school, veterinary school, etc. And this was a community where we got together and, of course, we discussed issues, we discussed problems. We were now to rely on each other as a way of helping to augment who we are as an individual and who we are collectively as individuals. So with that being said, now just allow us to really begin to network with each other. And I can say to you right now, I met Dr. Barrow when I first came to Medgivers College. In fact, he started Medgivers College before I did, one semester before I did. And I'm telling you this story because I want you to understand clearly that he is, I am, and many others like us are no different than you. We're no different than you. I mean, the only difference between us and you is that we've walked this walk before you. That's the difference. We've walked this walk before you. And when I met Dr. Barrow, we were in a remedial math class, which was a math 010 class. I was out of school for a few years. He never went high school, by the way, if I should say that to you guys. He never went high school. I did. So when I started Medgar, I was out of high school like about 7 years. And it just happened that I went and I took the standard, the entrance exam to come to school. So when I took the entrance exam to come to school, I performed based on how I was ready at the time for that exam. But nevertheless, that never stopped me. I ended up in the same class with him. So here it is now, we sat down, we studied together. Middle of the semester, the professor said to me, "But you don't belong here." I said, "Well, you put me here. I didn't know the difference between math 010 versus math 201, but I was here." So he said, "Well, it's too late for you to come out of class now, and you just have to stay until the end of the semester." I said, "That's fine. But you know what? I treasure the moment because in that class, I met so many wonderful people who now, if I'm to look back at the time when we were students to where we are now, almost everyone, consummate professionals, doing well with themselves. Why am I telling you this? Why is this important? Why am I even having this discussion here with you? Simply because I want you to understand that when we sat where you were, we was confused as hell, wasn't sure what we wanted to do, but at the same time, we embraced the idea that was an opportunity for us to grow, to become better. And I listened to some of the questions that you've had in the room thus far, and some of the concerns and some of the comments, and I do recognize them, and I say, wow, this is like 6 degrees of separation. Because here it is, the similar questions, concerns, comments that you made or you have, we had the same thing. Now, but the difference is that you have more resources available to you than what we had when we were students at your age, right? So number one, take advantage of the resources that's available to you. Take advantage of the resources that's available to you, because it's up to you to do your due diligence to ensure then that whatever pathway that you're traversing at this point in time, you're able to optimize on who you are as a person. Now, some of the questions you asked or some of the concerns or comments that you have, you can find that information at your fingertips. You have to get in the practice of becoming more self-reliant if you really want to succeed in this journey that we call life. If you want to, as you traverse this academic path, you have to recognize that the onus is on you to do all of your homework. The onus is on you to do the outreach even before asking a question. So the more you engage yourself by becoming more self-reliant, is the more you're allowing yourself now to become more independent, and you take ownership of yourself and you take ownership of your learning. Right? Because quite often we've gotten so used in a space that we call a comfort zone, whereby if we seek information, rather than trying to solve problems ourselves and become problem solvers, we just try to go to somebody and ask a question. which is okay. You can ask questions, but before you begin to ask questions, ask yourself the question: what do I need to do to fix this? What steps or what pathways exist for me to be able to get or to solve this problem? So as you begin to retrain yourself to become more self-reliant, it allows for your growth from one space into another. And as students in college, you want to continue to grow. You want to continue to get better at the things that you do. You want to become a more focused student. You want to become a more disciplined student. You want to become a more a student who is confident in him or herself. You want to become somebody who you become a more critical thinker. And these are all some of the tools that you develop as you grow socially, culturally, and academically. So you're seeing that as an opportunity for you by allowing yourself to just step back and ask questions. Allowing yourself to step back and do your research. Allowing yourself to step back and sometimes figure things out, or not even figure it out, for that matter. But at the same time, give yourself an opportunity to stand on your own 2 feet. What you have to do, you have to learn to unlearn to learn. Note what I said. You have to learn to unlearn to learn. Because remember, many of us come into these institutions of higher learning with all of these mixed feelings, innuendos, information, misinformation, that simply is not doing us any good, but stymieing our growth. So what we have to do, we have to step back,